Right. Today we will discuss about there are more number of elements for transport protocol. That is, one is addressing, second one is connection establishment, third one connection release, fourth one error control and flow control, finally multiplexing. These five are more important for transport protocol to transferring any kind of packet from sender to receiver, right? These are the elements very useful for transferring the packet, right? So addressing, I already discussed about addressing, right? So there are different kinds of port numbers are available. So permanent port number and temporary port number. Permanent port numbers are fixed port numbers, right? These port numbers are created by the server only, right? These are also known as predefined port numbers. So what is the range of permanent port numbers, right? So there is a range from port number 1 to port number 1024, right? Total 1024 ports are for the permanent port numbers. These ports are created by the server only, right? Server only. These ports are created by the server. So coming to the ephemeral ports, the remaining ports, that is called 1025 to 65,000, total number of 65,536, right? The remaining from the ephemeral port number or temporary port numbers. So the numbering given to the temporary port numbers from 1025 to 65,536, right? These are all temporary port numbers, right? So about all port numbers, mixed port numbers, that is also known as fixed and temporary, already discussed in yesterday's class, right? And previous class. So these are the address. Each and every packet or information carried through this port number, right? So here TSAP. So TSAP means transport service access point. Each and every one, before transporting any kind of packet, first there is a access point. Yeah, there is a network. In that network, must having more number of access points, right? So each and every layer must having access points, right? That corresponding access layer. So access point. So there is a transport layer having a one access point, that is also known as transport service access point. There is a network layer that having any access point, that is called network access and a network service access point, right? So each and everyone must having a access point. So that by using that point, there is a port, right? So that port having a number, either permanent or temporary port number, right? So based upon that port, we will accessing, right? We will transferring, or we will send any kind of packet from sender to receiver, right? So that is the information available in address. Service access point of transport, service access point of network. So there is a sender and receiver. In between the sender and receiver, there is a each and every layer having a access point. By using that, here the data packet are transmitted with port number 1208. Listen, observe clearly. So there are permanent port numbers up to 1024 only. Here 1208. This is the temporary port number, right? So temporary port number is used by the user for the purpose of transferring data from sender to receiver. So here this is the TSAP and NSAP network connections. Coming to the connection establishment. So we know the information about establishment. There is a connection establishment, right? So before sending any kind of packet, first send a request for the purpose of agreement or for example accessibility. Okay, at the same time, user 1 and user 2. User 1 is the sender, user 2 is the destination, right? So that's why 100% acceptance will receive from the other party. right? So that is called response. So other party willingness. So must and should you take another party response or another party willing before transmitting any kind of packet from your system to another system, right? For that acceptance purpose, send a request, connection request. This is the connection request sent by host 1. Okay, connection request with sequence number X, right? Successfully received, right? Host 2. Then host 2 send a reply about connection request. So that reply also having a acknowledgement and at the same time sequence number. So here the another sequence number of acknowledgement that is called Y, right? With acknowledgement X, right? Send to the sender, right? So then the sender successfully received acknowledgement, then start the data transmission process. Here this is the data send or data sent from sender to receiver with a sequence number and based upon the acknowledgement. So here the data with sequence number X, right? So and acknowledgement number Y. Here the received acknowledgement number X and here this kind of acknowledgement number from sender to receiver, that acknowledgement number Y. Okay. So here this is the general information available. Okay, from figure A. Coming to the figure B. So unexpectedly, sometimes the connection request failed. Okay. So this is the old duplicate sequence number X. So then the sequence number Y like this, sequence number Y and acknowledgement of X sent to the sender, right? Then the sender reject acknowledgement is equal to Y. So actually the data acknowledgement Y, but here the acknowledgement Y reject. Why? Because so there is a duplicate and there is a why? Because once the request is received and at the same time reached to the destination, but there is no idea about received request, I mean connection request. So that's why the again the sender and one more connection request are so here sometimes old connection request can duplicate. At the same time, the old connection request destroyed or discarded by the receiver. In that time, reject that acknowledgement by the sender. Here, see about B, old duplicate connection request appearing out of now here. Here, out of now here. This symbol means damaged or discarded or destroyed. Okay, so that's why the host 1 reject acknowledgement Y. Coming to the sys diagram. Here sys diagram duplicate connection request and duplicate acknowledgement. Here the C in the sys diagram host 1 and host 2, okay, sending and receiving process. So based upon this, there are more number of duplicate requests, right? Form. For that, these two duplicates are discarded immediately. Here host 1 duplicate request and host 2 at the same time send duplicate request and with acknowledgement. At the same time, data duplicate, okay, does not reach. So then automatically reject acknowledgement Y. See, so here that in duplicate time reject the request and the clear this, right? So that is the establishment. First, before going to transmission process, I mean start the transmission process. First, establishing a connection. Okay, so successfully connection formed in between the source and destination. Then start the transmission based upon the timer and based upon the acknowledgement with the sequence number. Coming to the so here first technique, second technique, third technique, right? There. So see, and one more thing important is connection release. Connection release, third one is connection release. Connection release means after complete of the transmission process, so that connection must be terminated. So for example, you forget terminate connection, okay, after complete of the process. So your connection is accessed by the others. Others means unknown persons, right? Each and every transaction note down based upon your account, right? So that's why the genuine account, it is okay. If he accessed illegal activities, then there is a problem. So that's why after complete of your transaction successfully, then immediately disconnect the connection or terminate the connection, right? So for that, there is a system. Sir, actually there are two kinds of release connections. One is asymmetric release and other one is symmetric release. Simply, asymmetric release means there is a telephone system. In that telephone system, one party hangs up, the connection is broken, okay? So that is a known as a asymmetric release. So in this asymmetric release, one person, so actually the conversation formed in between the two parties, right? Our conversation are going on in between two persons. So during the conversation, automatically one connection terminate. So that is also known as asymmetric release. So is the way the telephone system works. When one party hangs up, the connection is broken, right? So coming to the asymmetric release. So here treats the connection as two separate unidirectional connections and requires each one to be released separately. Here source and destination. For example, these two parties are source party and destination party. In between these two parties having separate release connections like previous. So sender send the data, the receiver receives the data. At the same time, receiver send a request, that is called acknowledgement, and acknowledgement received by the sender. After complete of the both, so both terminate the connections. So this A, B, C, D. Here, these are the diagrams for A, B, C, D. So here transport protocols, UDP, user diagram. Here host 1, send DR, start timer. Send DR means, what is meant by DR? Not a data request. Here disconnect request. We are in a release, connection release process, right? So that's why DR means disconnect request, okay, na? Sent by the sender. So with timer start, within that timer complete, its time complete, that request must be accepted by the receiver. Yes, so stop talking, all of you. Please unmute. Right. Next one, this is called data request. So the data request send to the receiver. The receiver send DR plus start timer for the release connections purpose, right? Here the send acknowledgement means accept that request at the same time release. Here accept the request at the same time receiver also release. Here this kind of activities are done in A. Coming to the B. Here host send a DR disconnect request with the timer. So next sender DR plus start the timer, release connection. So release connection purpose DR same disconnect request send to the sender. So next send an acknowledgement. That acknowledgement was lost, okay, in between the sender and receiver. Then for that release request purpose, the receiver wait until its time complete. The timer timeout, release the connection. So here actually the receiver, the sender release that connection, but that kind of information does not reach to the destination. So the destination wait until its time complete. Timer time complete. The timer timeout, the release the connection. After complete the time, automatically release the connection. Here one of the important point is So there is a acknowledgement loss. That acknowledgement means about release connection, right? So fail the acknowledgement. So even that the destination wait until its time complete, that or its timer timeout. So then automatically release the connection. Okay. Next one, coming to the sys diagram. Host 1 and host 2. First send a DR disconnect request by the sender with a start timer, right? So then automatically received DR request from the H1 by the H2. The H2 send a data release request to the timer. Same like B. So unfortunately, the DR request, host 2, DR request lost or damaged or disconnected. Okay. So then the sender wait until its timer timeout. Okay, na? Timer timeout. DR. Okay, na? Sender DR. Start timer. Well, again, send DR and start timer. So again, resend the same. Why? Because the first DR request does not reach to the destination. Actually reached successfully, but his answer means about DR request of the H1, H2 genuinely sent, but that kind of acknowledgement does not reach to the source. That's why expecting after timer complete, so the same request sent again. Okay, send. So here received successfully, then send acknowledgement, then connection release. Release connection, and final both actions. Sender fail at the same time, destination also fail. In that time, there is a problem. Here, sender send a DR connection. At the same time, lost answer of host 2. Here, wait until its timeout. Again, send same. That is also lost. Here, wait until up to its timeout. So this is the process, right? There are 4 cases. So remember all of you, all these 4 cases for release scenarios. So next, introduction to UDP. So why? Because what about remaining? And we doubt, right? So what about remaining means one is the error control and flow control. Already discussed from the previous chapters. We know the information error control and flow control, right? For the flow control, there is a sliding window. For the error control, there is a different number of techniques. Can I stop and wait? ARQ, select to, repeat ARQ, go back and ARQ, right? So multiplexing, we know entire information about multiplexing concept. So multiplexing and demultiplexing. That's why we'll not discuss about these two. Okay, na? So next topic is introduction to UDP. So UDP is the user datagram protocol. Listen carefully. This is one of the important question from the transport protocol. There are only 2 protocols are available. One is UDP protocol, other one is TCP protocol. Okay, for the purpose of transmitting the data packets in between the nodes. Okay, na? So this is the information, and this is the UDP header diagram. Listen carefully. Structure of the UDP. So we know what is the use of UDP and what is the information for the UDP అనేది మనకు తెలుసు, but we must know what is the structure of UDP, and at the same time that is also known as what is the UDP header structure or UDP header format. Both are same, structure or format, right? So here in this introduction, the internet protocol should support a connectionless transport protocol called UDP. So I told more number of times, right? So about UDP. UDP is a user datagram protocol. UDP is a connectionless protocol. UDP is one of the important for wireless connection purpose. Okay, so UDP provides a way for applications to send encapsulated IP datagrams without having to establish a connection. Why? Because there is a connectionless protocol. There is no need of connection establishment policies. So we are using connectionless service. But there are different kinds of techniques for connectionless: broadcast techniques, okay, wireless technique, that is Wi-Fi technique, Li-Fi techniques, Bluetooth techniques. So there are different kinds of technique. Anyone a technique we are using for data transfer information purpose, right? Here, this is the user datagram header format. The total, what is the length of UDP header and 32 bits length. So from the 32 bit length, that can be divided into two groups, right? One is source group and other one is destination group. So here source port number, first 16 bits source port number. Source port number means we know the about port number, right? So that port number is used for the accessing the data, right? With the ephemeral port number or with the UDP port number. Here UDP is the permanent port. Okay, based upon the UDP port number, you can transferring the information. So that source port address having 16 bits. At the same time, destination port. Source sending a packet from source system to destination system, right? So the destination system also having a one port, right? For the receiving purpose. That port number 16-bit address. The port number having 16-bit address. Source address, destination address, right? So here UDP length, and UDP length means there is a data. That data have a particular payload of information. That length of the information, right? At the same time, this UDP header also contain a control information, right? So that control information, what is the length of the UDP? Here length of the UDP, okay, and UDP checksum. There is a data. The length is some 1024 bits, whatever it is. So that kind of payload system, I mean information transmitted from sender to receiver, right? The receiver received successfully, but that received information got damaged, or that received information having a error or erroneous information. So that received information has a duplicate information. So that for that information, there is a UDP checksum. Before transmitting any kind of information, first check that information by the checksum. Already learned about checksum, UDP checksum and TCP checksum in previous chapters, right? So that is the part. That is the part. One part is available. That is called UDP checksum. So before and after, check the information. So first of all, at the sender side, do the checksum process. After complete of the checksum, send a packet. Okay, na? Sender to receiver. So the receiver doing the same process about checksum. There is a zero. There is a zero in that packet. Checksum field having zero. There is no errors added into that original information. How to identify it? After complete of the checksum process, the checksum field having zero. So if the checksum process having 1, there is a error. Then simply discard that packet and the same information sent back to the sender. Okay. For that purpose, so there is a one field is available at each level, sender side and receiver side. So that is the checksum, UDP checksum field. Okay. Source port number, destination port number information is available here. So here UDP length include 8 bytes header 8 bytes, total 32 bits, right? And the data, 8 bytes header and the data, total length. Data ante payload field, at the same time information or message, that is the entire information total, including 8 bytes header and the data, that is also known as UDP length. UDP checksum, UDP header, including UDP header, every time including UDP header, right? So right, padded, what is meant by data padded? Sometimes the matching of length or lengths, so we are adding some of the bits, all these bits are zeros, some of the zeros added after the message, right? So that is also known as padding bits. After complete of the data, then padding bits are removed, right, automatically. So next, remote processor call. Actually about a sender and receiver, there is information transmitted based upon the system calls, right? అని మనం చెప్పుకోవడానికి రిమోట్ సిస్టమ్ కాల్ పనిచేస్తుంది. This is the example diagram. There is no need actually, right? And coming to the TCP, transmission control protocol. Transmission control protocol means connection oriented protocol. మా only user datagram complete అయింది. ఇప్పుడు now connection oriented start అయింది. There are only two questions. One is TCP question and other one is UDP question, right? So explain about UDP header format అన్నప్పుడు UDP header format రాసి at the same time each and every field గురించి explain, right? So that explain about connectionless protocol అన్నప్పుడు UDP ని చెప్పు. So now we will discuss about TCP, transmission control protocol, or connection oriented protocol, right? Or about virtual circuit protocol, right? So TCP services are done based upon the segments. So there is a data segments. So here each machine supporting TCP has a TCP transport entity which accepts the user data streams from local processes, breaks them up into pieces not exceeding 64K bytes and sends each piece as a separate IP datagram. ఎందుకంటే if in case exceed the 64 kilobytes అనుకోండి, మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, the number of parts కింద డివైడ్ చేస్తాం, right? The kind of information can be divided into number of parts, each part treated as a segment, right? Module, etc. సో అట్లాగా మనం పంపిస్తాం అని చెప్తాం, right? Here the different issues to be considered are: one is the TCP service model, second one the TCP protocol, third one the TCP segment header, the connection management, TCP transmission policy, TCP congestion control, and TCP timer management. All these these are all the points available in the transmission of connection oriented model. So here we will discuss one by one. So there is a TCP service model. There is a TCP service model. The TCP service is obtained by having both the sender and receiver create endpoints called sockets. So what is meant by socket? What is meant by socket? Already I told about what is socket. Okay, what is port? Okay, so the combination of IP address and port number is also known as socket. The combination of IP address, and we know that IP address is a logical address. IP address is an internet protocol address. Without IP address, we cannot transmit any kind of information via internet, right? So you must having an IP before transmitting any kind of packet by using the internet. So that is called internet service. So if you are using internet service, you must having a IP address. So that IP address having a 32 bit. So that IP address is also known as logical address, right? That is information. So that IP address and port number. Port, there is one access point. So that access point also having a number. That is called temporary number, or there is a permanent number. The permanent number is released from the server. Temporary number created by the users. Okay. So either permanent or temporary, there is a port. Okay, that port, each and every port having a port number. So the combination of port number and IP address is also known as socket. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. Listen it carefully. రాసుకోవాలి. Socket equal to the combination of IP address and port number, or ఇలా రాయండి. Socket is equal to IP address plus port number. Is it clear? One more bit అడుగుతాడు నాయన. Must write down all of you. What is meant by socket or sockets? The combination of IP number, IP address and port number is also known as socket. Here TSAP అంటే మనం already seen in the previous topics, there is a TSAP, transmission service access point. ఇదిగోండి ఇక్కడ. So consisting of IP address of the host called a port. Okay, is equal to port అంటే మనం అదే చెప్పాం, ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ సర్వీస్ యాక్సెస్ పాయింట్ ఆర్ నెట్వర్క్ సర్వీస్ యాక్సెస్ పాయింట్ ఇవి ఉన్నాయి. అడ్రస్, ఈచ్ సాకెట్ హ్యాస్ ఏ సాకెట్ నంబర్. ఓకే, అది అడ్రస్ అన్నాం. కన్సిస్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఆఫ్ ద హోస్ట్ కాల్డ్ పోర్ట్. రైట్, మీరు సింపుల్ గా చెప్పండి, ద కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ అండ్ పోర్ట్ నంబర్ is also known as socket. Right, so to obtain a TCP service, a connection must be explicitly established between a socket on the sending machine and a socket on the receiving machine. Compulsory sender ki receiver ki ports kavali. Okay, based upon the port numbers accessing the data. Okay, that's why individually accessing the ports. That is the second point. Next point, all TCP connections are full duplex and point to point. That is multicast or broadcast is not supported. Here one more important point is multicasting or broadcasting is not supported. Here all TCP connections are full duplex or point to point. Full duplex, there is a sender and there is a receiver. In between the sender and receiver, there is a connection. Okay? By using that connection, the both time at the same time simultaneously data sent and acknowledgement received. Okay, done. Here both full duplex means in the same time simultaneously data send and receiving process are done. So here point to point means there is a node and there is another node. In between the two nodes, the sender send. At the same time, after receiving the acknowledgement, send back to the sender. Here this is the policy, transmission and receiving policy. Right, so there is a multicasting processing and there is a broadcasting process. That kind of process not supported. Okay, so this is TCP. A TCP connection is a byte streams. మనం దాన్ని మనం ఏమనుకున్నాం అంటే సెగ్మెంట్స్ అన్నాం. So each and every segment having some packet or packets of information. A TCP connection is a byte stream, not a message stream. Listen, clearly observed. Remember this point. Each and every TCP connection is a byte stream connection, not a message stream. So that is the data is delivered as a chunks and a number of packets. The number of packets are set in a segment. చూద్దాం, see, okay, about stream information, about byte information, okay, about segment information, okay, in next topics. Right, here 512 bytes of data, 4 into 512 bytes of data is to be transmitted. So there is a 1 A B C D sender, 4 into 512 byte of data. So receiver, all these 4 into 512 byte of data. Right, 4 512 bytes chunks. So A 512 bytes of information, B also having 512 bytes of information. Here these two are the addresses, right, sender and receiver addresses. Right, So chunks of the data are AB 1024, right? By here the combination of 512 plus 512, total 1024 AB, and CD also having 512 two 1024 bytes chunks. For example, sometimes total all these bytes ABCD having single chunk, right? ABCD 2048, okay, na, bytes of data. So either individual or groups or single. Okay, there is some formats. Based upon that, 4 into 512 bytes of data transmitted successfully. That is a chunks of information, right? So here, this is the sending and receiving buffers. So first, we must know that some information about buffers, sending buffer and receiving buffer, for the purpose of storing the information or storing the packets at sender side and storing the same packets at destination side. Let's see some of the information about buffers. So this is the sending TCP and this is the receiving TCP. Sending and receiving TCPs, right? So the sending TCP, this is the buffer, sending buffer, right? So that direction clockwise. Okay. So these are all bytes of information. Here sending process. Set a sending process here. Okay. So this is the sending process. Next byte to accept. Next byte to accept. Here the color pink means next byte to be sent. Which byte is sent? Another, this is the color indicate. So this color indicate already sent, right? Here next byte to be sent. These all gray color means already sent. 3 information, bytes of information already sent. Okay. Here next byte to accept. Here sent. Next byte to be sent. That is the information is also available in buffer, sender's buffer. Here about so this is the empty place, right? Means we know that next byte to be received. Next byte receive chesukodaniki ready, right? Place empty places, right? White color. So here pink color. So process, receiving process, right? So next byte to be delivered. Next byte to be delivered. Packets delivered, then the receiving process completed, right? So yeah, before next free slots for next kind of byte filling purpose. Here this byte delivery process. Which byte is delivered or deliver? Anedi ఇది this. Okay na? Byte by byte, the delivering the information. So sending and receiving buffers must available at sender side and receiver side. First receiving the information, the received information stored in the buffer. First send the information, the send information stored in the buffer. Before sending the information, any kind of information, first store the buffer at sender side. At the same time, after received or during the received, there is a buffer. Okay na? So here transmission process, TCP segments. So sending TCP segment 1, segment 2, segment 3 and so on, segment n, total n segments, right? So each and every segment must having a fields byte of information. This is the H means header, right? Header of segment 1, header of segment 2 for the purpose of control information. At the same time, segment 1 having 3 types of bytes and here 5 bytes, right? There is a variable length segments are available. So that segments are stored in the receiving buffers, right? Store. So here sending and receiving process done based upon the segments. Okay. Socket మనం already చెప్పుకున్నాం. A socket may be used for multiple connections at the same time. In other words, 2 or more connections may terminate at the same socket. Okay. So at the same time, connections are identified by socket identifier at same socket. Connections are identified by socket identifier at both ends. Some of the sockets in below. Here, these are the sockets. What are the use of sockets? And what are the working of sockets? Socket, create a new communication endpoint. Bind, attach. We know that attach a local address to socket. Mano local address to socket add chestam. So then the information or packet sent successfully. Listen, there is a announcement. So for the purpose of connection, for the purpose of data, so to accept connections and down. So there is an announcement willingness to the accept connection. So give queue size. Immediately queue size mentioned. Okay. So without queue size, manaki destination ki teliyadu kabatti there is a mention. I am having this amount of data. So that's why I'm explaining. At the same time, I want to establish a connection with you for the entire of this data transfer purpose. So accept, block the caller until a connection attempt arrival. So actually acceptance will comes from the receiver to sender. There is the information, right? That is the answer. That is the information means confirmation. So here connection, actively attempt to establish a connection. Send, after complete of the connection formed, so then send the information. After complete of the information or transmission, receive and close, right? Receive some data from the connection, at the same time close the and release the connection or terminate the connection without actually a special request that is called FIN. Fin means finish the request. Okay, these are all the sockets. There are more number of different kinds of sockets are available for the purpose of data transmission. Port numbers 256 are called well-known ports. Already discussed. Well-known ports means permanent ports. These are all ports are created by the server, not a users. Well-known ports and are reserved for the standard services and permanent ports. Okay, to establish a connection to a host to transfer a file using FTP, there is a 21. So one more connection is also available for FTP. This is the host transfer and at the same time connection. This is the connection and at the same time data also having 20. There are two connections for FTP and this is the telnet. Telnet also having a permanent connection that is called 23 port number to establishing remote login session using telnet, that is the 23. These two, for example, right? There are number of ports, permanent ports are available, right? Date and time, system time, payload, okay, FTP, TFTP, okay, next HTTP, 84 HTTP for data transfer, hyper transfer type of protocol, right? Hypertext transfer and HTTP. So that is one of the well-known port. That is also having one of the well-known port that is called AT. Okay. Next, coming to the very important diagram that is called TCP segment header or TCP header format. Okay. So about this, we will explain in the tomorrow's class. Why? Because it's very important. That's why I'm explaining. I will explain each and every point about TCP. Okay, all of you. We will discuss about TCP header format in the next class. Okay. Now I am leaving the session. Thank you.